Monday morning already. Wow, isn't it interesting how seems like yesterday we were back. We were in Monday last week. Time goes by so quickly. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Human Empowerment Experience LLC. I am here with RKC certified kettlebell trainer David Hills.
And my lovely assistant, Coach Kendra McLaughlin.
And I am the trainee, so I am learning. Isn't it great? It's great to have a trainer in my home. I love it. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. We did. We had a great weekend.
Indeed.
Combination of work and got out into nature both days, both Saturday and Sunday. The Saturday we have a river that's nearby that we went down. And it was just beautiful to see the leaves falling. It was like snow, but it was leaves. And then we went to the ocean yesterday. So fortunate to have all of that in our midst. So today I'm talking about really taking a look at yourself and assessing where you are in your life in terms of, are you happy? Are you happy about when you get up in the morning? Do you have that happy feeling? Do you have that happy feeling about your future? Or are you getting up with anxiety? Are we keeping you? Whenever I start talking, he starts yawning. I don't know. I'm starting to get a complex here. But you really want to take a look at it and think about it because you have the ability to change that. So if you're waking up and you're anxiety filled about what's going on in your life or about COVID or about your job or about your future, then you have the ability to actually change that around and create a different reality and feeling for yourself. It's all in here. It's not out here. So if you're looking for satisfaction in the next thing that you're going to purchase, let's just say as an example, and you're going to be happy when you purchase that new car, a new outfit, or a new pair of shoes or handbag. Not saying that that doesn't give you good feelings when you do that, but if you're using that as a tool for your happiness, then you're looking at the wrong place. Because where that it lies is in here, inside of you. And when you start to do the work and start looking at that and changing your insides of you and your soul and how you feel about yourself and how you see the world and how you unlearn a lot of the stuff that you've learned over the years, then you start really, you're able to see what true happiness is and feel what true happiness is in your life. It's not in the past. And it's not worrying about the future, but it's looking into the future with hope. And, you change the feeling of how you see your future. Instead of worrying about it, you're looking at it in a hopeful way. So, yeah. What else do you have to say about that? This morning?
Well, changing your basic mindset changes everything. And that's what I have to say about that. Get back to the basics. Change the basics of how you think.
And it's just
probably the hardest thing there is to do in life.
Well, it is. It's a lot of it's work, and most people get to the point where they go to try to do it, whether they're using meditation or something like that. They don't feel like it's working, so they quit, and then they back in the same routine of doing the same things that they used to do. So some of the things that I'm doing currently or that I started doing this week is when I get up in the morning at 4:30, I do a post, but I get off my phone. So I'm not on my phone looking at my feed at 5 a.m. in the morning. That used to give me this sort of a drug, a feeling of I don't know what. Sometimes it would be an okay feeling. Sometimes it's an anxiety-filled feeling, depending on what I'm looking at on Facebook. But what happens is it gets me in that habit of always being on my phone all day long. And then I'm find myself in a spiral during the day. And instead of creating my future, I'm actually living in my past. I don't know if that makes any sense to a lot of you, but so that's one of the things that as of today, I'm putting into place. And this stuff is work. It's not easy. I automatically will go to pick up my phone, try it. It's not easy because we're conditioned to do that. We've taught ourselves to do that, or society has taught us to do it. And I'm not blaming anybody for my actions, but I can change that. It's my choice to be able to change that. Also, if you're driving to work and you're angry at the person in front of you or behind you in traffic, you have the ability to change how you react to that. Once you react to that, that sets your whole day up for the same type of reaction time after time if you encounter things like that in your life. And the work is to create a foundation for yourself so that when you come up against those types of things, that you can use your tools, and instead of reacting to it, you can take an overview look at it and learn how to react in a different way that helps you instead of hurts you. So those are comment in below, or comment in the chat below what you think about that. You know, what are you doing to work on yourself and to get to know yourself and really who you are inside without all of the external stuff around you. Someone that I've been listening to this weekend that is really helpful that I can guide you to is Joe Dispenza. If you haven't listened to him, he's really, it's an eye opener and may change your life if you take the time to do the work to be able to do that. But anyway, so today we are doing some kettlebell training. That's what we're here for, right?
Indeed.
And we are going to change our bodies. And really why the reason that we do this kettlebell is for longevity. You know, we want to be able to, as we get older, do the things that we want to do without getting injured well into our 80s and 90s. How do you like that? Let me just see who we have here, and then we can do a little bit of a warm-up. Jeremy! Hey, Jeremy. Good to see you. Karen, my sister Tammy, and Jeremy, I just wanted to say, and I'll do a shout out for the Soup Man he's out of Massachusetts. He's coming to Maine. He's actually in New Hampshire yesterday, so he's on his way to Maine. And basically what this gentleman does is he's made it his life's mission to help the homeless and feed the hungry here in New England. He's an amazing, amazing man, and he's put together this great team, and he has made, has a bus that he's driving literally to Maine with warm clothing for people that are homeless on the streets that don't have anything, that need those items. So I'll see if I can get that information to you. I know he's going to Lewiston, but I'm not sure what time or when or where he's going to be at. So if you have people, Jeremy works at the Recovery Connections of Maine, and I've done some volunteer work there myself. So good to have you on this morning. All right, so let's get going with our workout.
Let's get warming up a little bit.
We're going to do a little bit of a warm-up just because it's early in the morning, and we just want to make sure that we're ready to swing the kettlebell. So warming up the body is important, and it doesn't take much. We really don't have to do much of a warm-up. So just going to start with jumps, hops. These hops are so good for your body. You just lift your shoulders up, drop them down. It's all the cells and blood going in your body. Fantastic move. It feels so good too. So if you're on your couch or in your office or wherever you're at, you're drinking coffee, put the coffee down and hop up and let's get moving. I guarantee you'll feel better after this workout and you'll be all ready for your day. And this is the start to a fantastic habit. You know, we all have habits. Well, this is a good habit. Getting your body moving. And you don't have to jump up. You can actually do this if you want. And we're going to do some head rolls over to the right. And you just want to be gentle with your body. You don't have to go all out. This is just a warm up. But it's just getting going the opposite way here. Getting our joints moving, our blood flowing, the cells are waking up, having a little party inside this Monday morning.
Ear to shoulder.
Ear to shoulder. And on this one too, if you want, you can actually gently pull your head over like this. Here, you want to be gentle. So that's another way to kind of stretch your neck. You've done before.
Shoulders back.
Shoulders. And you can also do this with your hands up on your shoulder, like this, if you want. Just kind of gets that synovial fluid in your shoulders going so that we can move them and have a nice range of motion this morning with our kettlebells. I hope everybody had a fantastic weekend. These are heart openers, and we're tapping our body as we come across, but as we open our hearts, let's think of, bring to mind some of the things that we're grateful for in our lives today. We have so many things to be grateful for, even the little things. Could be the big things, but even the little tiny baby things, like being able to do this, getting up in the morning, having your coffee, having a job to go to, or whatever it is.
Bring this hand up and grab the wrist and pull it across behind your head.
We're just going to do a little bit of stretch here on the side. This one feels great to me.
You can grab your elbow
Or your wrist. And we're just doing a gentle stretch here on the body.
Place the hand in front of you, grab the fingers, elbow to the sky.
Nice stretch on the wrist and the forearm. And the fingers. Right.
And release your fingers. Let your index fingers go to the sky.
This is called the steeple.
Shift left
Steeple pose.
and bend right.
You can actually use, if you're bending right, you can actually use your right arm to kind of pull your left arm over a little bit. So
Rotate face up a bit and down. Go to the sky. And shift to the other side. Shift right, lean left.
use that bottom arm to pull the upper arm and stretch that just a little bit more. It's really good. This is great on my upper back and my shoulders. Yeah. Oh, it's in the hips. Yeah. And what do I always say when you do the hip rolls?
Use it or lose it.
Use it or lose it, baby. Move your body. Guarantee that if you do not move your body, you're gonna not be able to do the things that you want to do as you get older. That's just the way it works. Our bodies and our joints will solidify, literally, if we're not moving. And you've heard that of older people.
So people say, Mom says, if you keep making that face, it's going to stay that way. She was right.
You've heard of older people falling and breaking a hip, and it's because they're not limber.
One of my old students used to say, you get two faces in life. The one you're born with, and then when you're 60, that's the one you gave yourself. Well, it's the way you keep the expression on your face sticks eventually.
I see. So if you're like a grumpy old person,
right.
Then you have that face.
That's right.
All right, so let's get going.
Let's do it.
With our workouts.
Oh.
And, we have Brenda. Hey, Brenda. Redhead Audio. I love that name, by the way.
Let's put our kettlebell to our feet.
She has red hair.
Yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
She's a beautiful redhead.
Feet slightly pointed out.
And am I using the big one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're going to fold at the hip. Keep your back flat. Seat your shoulders. Drive into the heels. Bring the kettlebell up. And all the way down almost to the floor. 2.
And as you come up, just squeeze your gluteus maximus. And when you go down, you can feel the stretch.
6.
Keeping your core in.
7. 8.
And your feet planted on the
10.
ground.
Bring it to one side. 1.
Now, the hard part about this is keeping your
2.
body level, because you're going to want to tip
3.
over to the side where the weight is on, obviously.
4.
So the work is in the core
Changing.
and the legs as you go down. It's funny because this one looks super easy, but not that easy, especially with a heavier weight.
Bring it to the middle. Fix your grip. Orbit around your body.
And this one, same thing. You want to try to keep your body still, using your core.
Around the other way.
And I am really gripping with my toes too. Amazing how much we use our toes in our workouts. And that's why we recommend doing these workouts with no shoes, because you can't really get a good feel for the ground and get really grounded
Bring your feet a little bit closer together.
if you have shoes on.
Pass it side to side.
And on this move, you're literally using your hips.
Fold at the hip.
So your core is engaged, your shoulders are seated, and you're thrusting your hip. Move the kettlebell as easy as possible.
Swing it up, catch it at the shoulder. Swing and catch. 1, 2. Other side. Bring it all the way up. Pass it to the other hand. Pass it back.
Oh, potato.
And
Same thing with this one. You're using your core to stay stable. You're just moving your arms and hands. And it's amazing the muscles in your body that you use just to do this with this weight. We're going to on this one.
20. Set it down. Very nice.
I was like, he's not going to stop. He's never stopping.
All right, how we feel?
Pretty good. Feel good. What are we going to do next?
We're going to start doing some compound movements.
Overhead.
Yep. We're going to do swing to the rack and press and lunge. So let me show you what it looks like.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Make sure there's a little room in front of you. You're going to take the kettlebell in one hand, swing to the rack, press overhead, step with the opposite leg, come back, return, swing, rack, press, lunge, return. That's the exercise. Choose your belt, keep it in front of you.
Okay, I'm going to
Feet on either side. Very nice. Start with the right hand. Strong arm. Here we go. Swing to the rack. Press overhead, use your hips. Step opposite. Lunge. Return. Swing. Two. Swing.
I don't know if I can do 10 with this one.
Oh, we're just doing, oh, I'm sorry, that was 5?
Yeah.
Change hands.
I'm using a heavier weight than I normally do. This one.
Last one. Return. And there.
So you noticed on those last two, I did not lunge.
I saw
I
that.
didn't lunge because I didn't feel stable in my
Absolutely. Trust yourself.
arm to lunge with that heavier weight. Now, what I could do next time is go down to my smaller bell,
Whoop.
but
Or do it the same way.
or
Either
do
way.
it this way and challenge myself, and then the next time I do it, see if I can do a better lunge with that. This is what, how
Absolutely.
many pounds? 26?
26 and a half.
26 and a half pounds that I was lifting up over my head. So that's pretty heavy for me.
So let's go down to the other smaller weight now. You come on down to one knee. Starting without the kettlebell, you're going to be kneeling. Make sure your feet aren't lined up. You won't have any balance. They have to be one hip width apart.
Like a railroad track. You know how a railroad
Exactly.
track has a little bit of a,
Okay, so my left knee is up. My left arm shoots up overhead. Imagine that's where my kettlebell is. Straighten the other arm. Look up. Kick the hip across. Touch the hands to the floor. Making sure your eyes are still on the kettlebell. Shoulder is seated. Now push the kettlebell to the ceiling as your hip comes across. Facing to the front. Again. Touch. Now bend the elbow. And go down just a little bit lower. Give it a little stretch. And back up. Now with the kettlebell. Grip it. 2 hands to bring it to the rack position. Squeeze the lat. Press it overhead. Lock the other arm. Look up. Kick the hip across. Touch the hand. Keep your core fired. Return. 1. And down. 2. Down. 3. 2 more. Down. 4. And down. 5. Bring it to the rack. Set it down.
okay.
Change feet. Reach down. I've got my right knee up. Reach down with my right hand over grip.
Are we going to practice without the kettlebell on this side?
Sure, we can do the first. Put the right hand overhead, straighten the left. Look up, imagine you have the kettlebell. Kick the hip across, touch the hand, stretching. Make sure your eyes are still up. Return. Again, kick the hip across, touch the hand, bend the elbow, and stretch. Come back up. Bring it in. Now with the kettlebell. I have my right knee up, my right hand grabs, pinky to the middle of the hand. Two hands, bring it to the rack position. Tighten your core, grip the kettlebell handle, press it overhead. Lock the other arm, look up. Kick the hip across, touch the hand, press to the ceiling, bring the hip across again. One. Eyes on the bell. Two. Three. Four. Last one. Five. Bring it in. Two hands, set it down.
So the other thing that's important to remember when you're working out is one day you might be able to kick this out of the park. The next day, or when you do it the next time, it might not feel as good, or you're not doing as good. Your body reacts differently every single day. So be gentle with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. Don't kick yourself in the ass if you're not doing the same that you were yesterday. Just assess in an overview without the emotion. Assess where you're at, assess really, do you need to change something or whatever the case may be. But that's just the way the human body works sometimes as well.
Indeed. All right, we're going to do some snatches. So bring these all the way overhead with one snap of the hips. Can you use this one just fine?
Yep.
Okay. We'll start with the left hand. Bring it down. Here we go. One. Two. We're going to do 10 before switching. 3. 4. 5. 6. Keep your belly tight. 7. 10. Change hands. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 10. Change hands. Let's do that again. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 10. Last set. Change hands. With your toes.
Don't forget to breathe.
2 more. Pull it in. Set it down.
Nice. That was a good warm-up.
Yes, indeed.
Anybody have any questions? this morning? Has anybody tried the kettlebell? Have any questions about form or how it
You're not all just watching.
The other thing is, if you want to
Hey,
video,
Kevin, Steve.
if you want to video yourself and send David the recording, he can assess your
Swing form.
yeah without any judgment.
It's huge.
Basically, he's here to help in any way that he can. And if you have someone else that knows what they're looking for, look at your form and give you some pointers and things that you can change, or tell you you're doing a great job. Then David's the one to do that for you because he is certified in that and he knows what he's doing. Very, very excellent.
There's a few things you gotta pay attention to. Well,
Yeah.
all right.
Is that it? That's it
That
for
is.
today?
15 minutes.
Sweat it up a little bit here this morning. Sending all of you love, joy, peace, and happiness. I'm so happy that you joined us this morning on this Monday morning. Getting our week going, and have a fantastic week. Mindset matters. Change your mindset. If you're waking up in a foul mood or things aren't going right, it's change your mindset. When you're working out, are you saying naughty things to yourself, or are you have a good mindset and say, I can do this, I'm great, I'm working on this. I might, it's the mindset that matters, that gets you headed in the right direction for your day and for your life. Sending out really special healing energies to all of those in the world who are suffering today in the hopes that they find peace in their life. So grateful to have you here with us, our crew, our tribe. Love you all. And we'll see you tomorrow morning at 6 a.m.
See you in the morning.